Hi, everyone. Reverend Lesia here from the Victoria Truth Center. Welcome to episode 15 of What's Up, Spirit. I am here with my co-lead, Sheri Hauser, brand steward and love ambassador extraordinaire. And we are here today to connect, to engage, to find out what it is that it's calling on our hearts right here, right now, in this moment. And so, with that, actually, no, before we do that, then we're also going to acknowledge where we're coming from as we do these episodes of What's Up, Spirit. And so, we're both coming to you from Vancouver Island, but I am coming from Brentwood Bay, which is very close to the Tsartlit Nation, which is where the Sanchofan speaking people, the Wasanich peoples are. And so grateful to be able to be here in the land of the emerging peoples and the land of the maples and be able to just live and breathe and work and play and co-create together. Now, Sheri, I know that you are somewhere slightly different, so maybe you would like to let people know where you're coming from today.
Thank you. I'm just outside of Victoria in Saanich, and this is the land of the Lekwungen speaking people known as the Esquimalt and Songhees nations.
Mm-hmm. All
Yes.
right, so very grateful for it all. Haishka.
Mhm.
Okay, so another episode of What's Up, Spirit, another opportunity to just sort of dig in, explore, and honor what is happening right here, right now. So I'm going to ask you, Sheri, what's up, Spirit?
What's up? Well, I'll have to be yeah, I'm gonna just tell you something that's up right now, which is the power of speaking your truth.
Mm,
I know that you and I have spoken about this offline, the power of speaking your truth, even when it's inconvenient.
mm-hmm,
But I met with it yet again just last night. And what this looks like is you get asked a question, and there is a habit that I got into in my past life of how the most important thing in life is to be happy. When
mm,
you are happy, you make other people happy. This is
mm-hmm,
actually something I learned from Emma Smiley at the Sunday prayer at the Children's Church of the Golden Key, where I grew up.
mm-hmm,
And this was part of the opening prayer. The most important thing in life is to be happy. When you are happy, you make others happy.
mm-hmm,
And so I believed this growing up. And there's a lot of residual of that belief that lives in me. And so when I get asked a question, the people pleaser, that's the habit, shows up to give the answer that is most agreeable, the
mm-hmm,
most agreeable answer. And this commitment that I have to myself that I've spoken of before, this commitment to being honest and to not betray myself, had me pause with a question that I got asked last night. And what I had to do is, in my authentic relating practice, the superpower is slowing down. It's like slowing down to notice, slowing down to feel. And so I slowed all the way down to not answering the question.
mm,
And then I tried to visualize an outcome from the question, which was kind of being asked about an event in the future. And I tried to imagine myself there and tried to imagine how it would feel and what I would want. And so from that place, I actually answered what was true for me. And it wasn't the answer anybody else was maybe expecting to hear or wanting to hear.
mm-hmm,
But what ended up happening was it opened a doorway for um, for truth to live. This space was created, and in that space, um, love got to pour in,
mm-hmm,
and I got seen for more of who I am, like to myself. And even though it was a little bit challenging to navigate the conversation, I actually woke up this morning and what I noticed is that I felt clean and clear and calm. And I thought, oh, I did some hard stuff last night. So I did emotional labor, and that's exhausting. So I woke up tired, but I woke up clean and clear and calm. And I thought, this is the gift of radical authenticity in relationship, in communication. This is the gift right now. You're experiencing it, Sheri. The way you are waking up, you are experiencing the gift. And like everything was on the table. So, like, it is what it is. That's how I was feeling. And I didn't hide it or stuff it or pretend it was anything different because it might sound better to somebody else.
Yeah.
I thought, this is really big work. And what's crazy is that at 54 years old, this felt like a radical act.
Mm.
The newness of it, of how I felt when I woke up this morning. So that's what I'm sitting with today, Lesia. What's showing up for you in light of either my share or something new that you want to bring to the conversation today?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna keep going with your share because I notice how, as I was listening to what you were saying, there was part of me that was anticipating what I thought that you were going to say. And then there was part of me that I was really, really paying attention and really appreciating going back and forth between sort of what true happiness is and how it's not, even true happiness. I mean, happiness is happiness. There's no fake happiness because if it's fake, it's not happiness, right? And that happiness is inherent in all of us. It's not something that needs to be found or attained or discovered somewhere. It's part of our inherent makeup. And so because we are all energetic beings, when we are truly authentically happy, that can only then resonate with the happiness that is already inherent in everyone around us. The people around us may not be vibrating at that same level, but the happiness that is part of who and what we are, that that in and of itself is like a superpower, like you were talking about the slowing down part. And so sort of trusting in that, um regardless of how, and I'm going to take it to me now, how I feel someone else might respond, if I am really anchored in my authenticity and who and what I truly know myself to be, that even if there might be some discomfort or trepidation or even fear, in the moment of just like really anchoring myself in that truth, in that authenticity, in that happiness, the payoff is what you experienced this morning is just that serenity, that calm, that clarity, that I really find it neat that you use the word clean. And so yeah, so just because a lot of people sort of, I've heard, and I know that I've done it, during times in my life where, if I make other people happy, then I'll be happy. And it's not about making them happy, it's about appeasing or pleasing them or trying not to be confrontational just to, not rock the boat kind of thing. And that's not happiness. That's just I'm not even sure what that is. That is a word, but I'm not sure what it is. It's not coming to mind right now. So much in there that is so valuable. And I just find it so amazing that you shared that today, even with the disclaimer of at 54 years old. And, it just, I mean, it's ongoing, right? It's just like rediscovering parts of ourselves and how we relate to other people. And having only experienced authentic relating and that one intensive level 1 training a couple of weekends ago, um, sort of compared with or complementing my spiritual studies of the last almost 8 years now, the more I discover myself about myself, the more I activate, open up, and just like lean into the parts of me that I can feel are strong, are strength, and power and resilience and beauty and harmony, the more, I guess, the less it matters how other people are going to respond or how other people are going to react. Because ultimately, even though I don't want to hurt anyone around me, that is not my intention. I'm not here to make people feel comfortable. I think I've heard you say before that you're a disruptor, and I feel the same thing about myself. And I feel like that's partly what we're doing at VTC as well, is by introducing, all this new programming and new ways of doing things. It's to disrupt, it's to make people feel uncomfortable, because in the discomfort, in the disruption, there's growth. And I'm all about growth and expansion, right? So riffing off of what you just said, that's what came up for me. So such a great share. So much stuff in there. Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome. The takeaway for me, since I was at a retreat last weekend on Salt Spring Island, and it's a 5-month deep dive, and the mantra that I was working with was a mantra that I came up with at the new moon of the new year back in January on the 11th, which is, who would I be if I had nothing to prove?
Mm.
And I've been trying to embody that and find out, who would I be if I had nothing to prove?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I remember you mentioning that before. And yeah, that is a great question to ask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, someone over the weekend said, I'd be everything. And then someone else said, I'd be everything I am with better boundaries.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, that is such a great question. I'm going to sit with that question, and I'm actually going to invite our listeners and members of our community, you know, take that question. If it's something
Mm-hmm.
that, brings any kind of curiosity, or there's any kind of rumblings, or there's anything there, like, I invite you to just take that question and sit with it and see, what does it feel like for you? If you had nothing to prove, who would you be? What would life look like? What would it feel like if you had nothing to prove? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel
I
like
hope
that's
somebody will leave us a comment about it.
yeah. Yeah. So let us know, however it is that you're engaging with us. Leave a comment, send us an email, reply somehow, in whatever way that you got to this episode.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so leaving with, if we had nothing to prove, who would we be? Sitting with that question and just allowing whatever to come up. And if you are interested in experiencing more of things that might open you up to rediscovering things about yourself that you haven't up until now, then you can find more information about VTC at victoriatruthcenter.org. And you can hang out with us on Facebook in our Facebook group, which is Victoria Truth Center. So I am Reverend Lesia Kohut. I have been here with my co-lead, the beautiful, dynamic Sheri Hauser. And this has been episode 15 of What's Up, Spirit. We look forward to seeing you again in about a week's time. Bye for now.
Bye for now.